you party, I go tell you who that it be. If you party na smoker, you safe na smoker. If you party na drunker, then you safe na drunker. But if you party well intelligent and matured, una go able to think of a brighter future. So let me say no to push.
Sierra Leone, push. You're my killer. This is for you them. Hope for you, say.
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah, me I can feel them. What are they on me eye? We are the see me sister them. They die in the street. Oh, me I can feel them. When you they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah, some they link they not. Some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask them, tell me say na kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the house, they gonna get so all day they kush. Oh yeah, say not a kush. Me brother don't want before him time. Say not a kush. So we they use the old age man youngest. Say not a kush. Youths them just they die. Say not a kush. Sorry Salone. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. What for you say? Is it on? That's all we say. Say make we drive cushion Salone. But we life them.
That is so right, yeah now. What's if they do? When we bother them, they die. Push on down the hill, now them body just they try. So foot at them body, they and now they just they cry. When we bother them foot, so they swell now why? I don't know if now the chemical or what's in them they put. Best now for avoid them, nothing but the truth. Other food and they for it, come up young kush. We say bring this message so you do work for you.
Every day we they lost it, man, their life because of kush. Yeah, Papa government, NGOs not come so we hate. Yeah, you way they import kush. You know like Salone, no. And we value we like Dr. Ecsl.
Say that's a cushion. Me brother don't want before him time. Say that's a cushion. So we they use the old age man youngest. Say that's a cushion. Youths them just they die. Say that's a cushion. Sorry Salone. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. What for you say?
Papa government, only one day where they bring camp, anyone day where they sell them. Only Papa government jelly. They don't keep letting you then I will learn. Innocent you them me say I will learn. Future leaders them me say I will learn. What they doing? Let's all fight them and bang. They come and feed you cushion. What you have in my bed for? Be at your bed. Hey, I be that number.
Mamonga, Ushibwele, Mamonga, Papa government, Amupema, Mamu Manja, Mamupema, Kushihide, Abukualo, Ushibwele, Abenyeni, Numalo, Abukuli, Numalo, Abu.
Family them on a good evening. I hope say any side on a friend on a safe na the world. I hope so na they do well. I hope the week has been kind to you guys. Obviously when I don't see this video, this squish video way, for me I say na the biggest threat. Yes, food insecurity na a big threat to Sierra Leone, but if the people are not there, who are you feeding? Who are you growing for? Who are you now that you cultivate for? Now that you garden for? Now that you farm for? If even the picking them or we picking them or we youth we for take over from weed and it don't monto don't yomo with chemical substance and this and that. So we need for address kush. So like I say, please guys, do not forget Hope for Youth Sierra Leone. Don't take on this course. We don't take on so many courses then, but with everything, not to stone they to waste stone. And therefore go and therefore come. So please, when I go on the website, please donate whatever you can. In a $5 put and they do something. Now $10 put and they do something. Now $15, $20, whatever you can afford. My own ask. I know they say can put 50, can put $100. No. Whatever you can afford. If you want sacrifice your Starbucks money for the day, sacrifice and your McDonald's money for the day, it's going to a good cause. So I don't see. We need for stamp out kush. Now we communities them. Now we provinces them. Now we schools them. Now we institutions them, because this thing here so really get boundary, get limit. They all sign. It affects everybody. It then all the institutions them. This morning I get a news whatever from a journalist inside Salone where say, okay, 12 buried today. 12 buried today. I'm like, 12 buried today meaning what? Say, a body that we then get in the streets. We mass burial. Because first of all, people are not claim the body them. Second of all, then people also die of substance abuse. Waiting up in the substance abuse push. So we dey take this thing like play, but not to play thing. This thing very serious. This thing very, very dangerous. And I say again, kudos to Hope for Youth Sierra Leone. Not to because I dey part of the organization. No. It is because when I know me not they discriminate. If even I wasn't part of this brainchild, if even I wasn't part of this organization, somebody where they help the community, where they help the people there for advance for go before, absolutely, we need for give them, how they call them, like where they can say, give them their flowers. We need for give them the recognition where they deserve. Recently, a few days ago, I already Minister of Civil of Communication and Civil Education, CBA. He been then I think he represents the government now, a UNDP. I believe it was a UNDP local engagement where then they talk about different things them and how to protect the youths them and what have you. And then in statement after leaving that meeting is that when then they touch on Kush is that he echoed the sentiment of Mr. Biowe not to for the in your approach to dealing with Kush is not through law enforcement, rather it is through civic and civil engagement, civic engagement and civic education. I completely agree with that. Yes, that is the right path. However, like I repeated last week, there is more than civic education, okay, and engagement. You are talking about a chemical, a substance where they disturb the chemical formation of the brain, the mind, the faculty, the way, the body composition. When I see how we brother and we sister, them cousin, auntie, pikin, uncle, like this thing has no boundary. How them foot, then they rotting, them teeth, then they rotting. They go cause destruction, wreak havoc na them systems, them, the internal organs, them, and before you know it, 12 my name buried today. 12 my name buried today. And this is the one I am aware of for today. Now we don't know almost then they bury every other day. As a matter of fact, I was speaking to someone recently, say about Martin and I come on tin for making the person see the body in a treat. Or make you pass in the morning, you wake in the morning, you see somebody don't drop in a treat, they die. I'm like, how come? What is this? They say Igbo na the pushing. But you see, like somebody was talking to me, somebody very, very close to Unosakit, with the inside the gang. He say, "Hey, Matilda, I say, if we know more, if we been they listen to half of the thing the way you can talk now, you show." He say, if we been the pick sense instead of no more just they cannot more say, this girl they like for criticize, just they criticize, just they analyze, they criticize, they go, they analyze, they criticize. He say, if we been the capu sense, if we been the couple sense na half of the thing the woman can say na that show they say, especially you show, I know for say you can go ham or ham. They say, but if we been the pick sense na half of the thing and say for they see we talk and a meeting, we try for find ways for implement. If even we go look for outside, they say we been for don't way advance until we been for don't even manage to meet some of we targets them. I just smiled and I walk away without a comment because these days they have this habit of calling people and recording them. And me, Matilda, you won't catch me in that rubbish. No matter how good a friend I am with you, I'll just listen. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Not they get you into any trouble. They're not gonna go replay you so side. You know what I mean? What I have to say, I say it here, and that's it. The people that I engage with in-depth communication or in-depth conversation, I sabi them. I know them. They know me. I know for say, whatever happens, they will never betray my trust, just like they know I will never betray their trust. They will always protect me, just like I know me self back will always protect them. So that is also one thing. So if some anyway, so I agree with that policy. Say yes, this fighting this illness, fighting this disease, fighting these menaces, not through law enforcement, not for the pick the bobo and the titin and go jail them. When I jail them, when I put them in jail, what do you think is going to do? So you think they are going to get cleansed, they're going to go through a detoxification at the jail, and that's it? And I know they feed them, I know they provide counseling, and I know they provide psychological assistance and what have you. This thing in fact, not a three-pronged approach. The approaches there many, but you need for, in fact, you need for form committee. This is not about forming a committee. This is about forming an urgent implementation task force. Implementation, and not that task force one they go give them money as a matter of being part of the task force. No. Bring the expertise in. Bring the narcotic experts there in. Bring the pharmacists in, bring the doctors them in, bring the psychologists in, bring the sociologists in, bring the social workers them in. This is not about a graduate mean a doctor. No. This is a specialized skill that is needed to tackle this thing. Uno sit down at the table and how they call them, come up with a plan, devise a plan as to how to tackle this thing from the home to the office, to the communities, to the villages, to the provinces. But the funny thing is that, Siba, let me tell you, the funny thing is that, yes, this thing there, so this drug here, so then at the streets, true, we acknowledge. But the funny thing, Siba, I don't know, I don't want to call you out, but I think you know who are responsible for this drug, not to the middleman, the bottom man, where then go cage or whatever. You know that these are not the ones creating these drugs. They say they are the major importers of the mixture where they need for mix together for making them picking. So not for say the bone them where then they go fish na the grave. Yeah, that is I like to call it child's play. That is child's play, to what is needed to form this very, very dangerous, nefarious drug. We know that. We don't know who the big players are and the importers are. If we in the diaspora, we can tell, and we've already identified some of whom are the big players and the importers of some of these things. Of some of these things where I also so people in the die of heroin, overdose, and some other bad thing then I also as well. We know the names of these drugs. We know the composition. We know, say, there are people who can acquire these things. Una sabi them. Some of them are part of your gangs, and you know it. So if we want to be honest, really, how about you start with them? How about you start calling them out? And say, brother, I want to do so, you know, fine. No. If you not stop, now na first we they begin arrest. Because when you begin arrest the top, the one way nine they bring the most powerful, the most potent of all things when needed for that mixture, then you begin to tackle it from the bottom. From the bottom, you begin to tackle it from the bottom. And when I say from the bottom, I know for say most of the time when we use the English from the bottom, we are talking about the grassroots. No. This time it is the bottom is not the grassroots. This time it is inverted. Those who are considered at the top are the bottom because they are the feeders of the seed. They are the ones that plant the seed for the seed to germinate and take root. So from the bottom, yeah. From the bottom, I say. So no know for deal with them here, so but I just as usual, you play with people's sentiments, you play with people's mind, you think people are, ignorant of some of your dealings. Like I say, if the diasporans know who some of these major drug dealers are, these major drug importers are, how come when I inside it come out? Inside spear it come out. They play to know about the whole business. Listen, to all of my viewers and listeners, them on YouTube, on the radio stations, wherever you they listen to me from, on Twitter, on the gram, wherever you they listen to me from, on Facebook, una all kushe, listen, we they also for talk about Salone. I will continue to give my advice. You may see it as criticism. Yes, I will criticize, but also while I criticize, I also prefer solutions. Now, you may want to ignore my criticism, that's fine, but however, when it comes to me preferring solution, you better clean your ears, wax your ears, open your ears, take some of that valued, added, really deep analysis and try and begin to apply them and see if you will have a turnaround for the betterment of Mama Salone. Listen, today now, which are the things of now ginger, the place don't begin cold, so we don't switch from water. It's still liquid, but we take them in a different, temperature. Now na tea, so na ginger tea me they drink now. So today I don't know what you they drink over na you on side, whatever you they drink over na you on side. I hope so you enjoy. I'm listen. The numbers to call, the toll-free number is 1-866-944-772, and then the local UK number na +4420 808 91455, and then you get the local Australian number when at +6120 909 84337. You get a WhatsApp number where Mr. Kagbo called you and port number all my own guys. When I 1343 997 5828, and then obviously I know for say we get to radio station as Salone, where we broadcast, and I'm sure the show tomorrow will be broadcast live in Sierra Leone because that's a guest interview direct. Well, I cannot say direct from Sierra Leone because I don't know Sai so Senge Malade right now. He could be in Sierra Leone or he could be anywhere in the world attending some conferences or doing something. But when I tune into that show tomorrow, I am not part of that show. But the Sunday presenters, when I'm Mr. Shilon, a very learned lawyer, and then Mr. Mingot, where also very vast in knowledge as well. Sorry, I'm not too familiar with in discipline, and also say he engaged a lot in roads and road safety and all of that. They will take on Soyi Senge Mara, and also say Soyi Senge Mara Naimbi, demand for the government through the ATIP information act for making them release the results. Then now, in Sierra Leone, the funny thing is that, this thing repeats themselves, and we, the people, together with everyone, we take it as a joke. There are very few amongst us that realize the significance, the gravity of these things when they are done. An account, I take away the then vice president's been sacked unceremoniously. And then we took it as a joke. When 5 Supreme Court judges then come, they look winner we are bang bao they fen clause for justify that unjustified treatment, that illegal treatment. You know what I mean? We smile, we shake, we move on. Yeah. We come back, we see Usai, an attorney general and an auditor general summarily dismissed. A provision was given. Up until now, she has not, Ian in deputy, they not reinstate them all. And I'm going to come to that as we go through the show. And then now, a justification was given, right? And so many other things then we don't happen throughout the existence of the anti-corruption commission. Even, this one way, Naina, the current anti-corruption commissioner, where things then where you feel, say, okay, this is black and white. There is no way this person cannot be nailed. And go come and go fend one thing where they go make and then pen them. Then even you self when a lawyer until you study law, you self now will begin doubt yourself. Say, na true say I pass that LSAT exam. Na true say I sit me board. Na true. Because this was cannot look like for saying that they have been for supposed for go and get. Hey, there is something else that is practiced in Sierra Leone that is not practiced elsewhere. Same thing right now. We don't happen again now to Soyi Sengbenwara, when a practicing lawyer, where we also don't see say Naina the person we challenge the government for say why people the restriction and movements for be during elections. Why should you restrict the movement of people during election? He challenged the government and he win that case, right? Now, he challenged the government on this. The government don't because, and this is why I say, the Green Gang don't go, they don't send their own representative, they don't go to claim. Because clearly they no say, this election, they no win. If them be win and the Green Gang not be for Kana table, they mean for pull proof say they win. And the fact that they not the pull proof say they win and hands down, it means that there is something questionable. The Red Gang then don't make the, how they call it, baby plebiscite. Baby cry. When they don't make them baby cry, they don't back. And then they can sit down at table, saying that, oh, you know what, I think the food is diminishing. Let's see how we can up ration. So they can at the table for can up ration. So we see the Red Gang also can at the table, they say don't can up the ration. You know what I mean? And then the people are there in the middle looking and saying, what the hell? What just happened? If you know that you were going to up ration at the end of the day, why did you waste our time? Why did you even have to shake? How about you just move forward and do those things? But be careful. Be careful now, not for say, my own logic is different. There are strategies at play here. And at day we the people now, we don't say, at least for this show, Salone issue, and all the one that we watch Salone issue, I am the commander in charge. And you all are my gladiators. Whether you're in the Green Gang or you're in the Red Gang, at the end of the day, you will know why you would want to be my gladiators. That way, when we, the people, win at the end of the day, it benefits we all, no matter who's gang your day. Because prosperity, internal development, socio-economic development is good. When it works for everyone. When the pinch is there, everybody, they feel the pinch. Yeah. I'll leave that to the lawyer to ask the question, to go into the reason, to question the justification given, and to look at what's next. So obviously it's a lawyer interviewing another lawyer and what have you. So I look forward, I am curious to see, I'm curious to hear what sorts of question they will go into, what sort of rationale will be provided, what sort of, constitutional, look inside and bring forward and talk about and the justification given. If it is something that is acceptable and what's going to be his next move. Our institutions are supposed to work for us. They're not supposed to fail us to the point where at the end of the day, you just say, make them do it in the one for do, so long as God give me life and I live and I breathe, it's all good. We go manage. How long are we going to be in the economy of managing? How long are we going to be in the life cycle of manageability? These are some of the questions you're asking ourselves. I'm sure our parents, our grandparents at some point started saying that and thinking that our parents would be the one to, quell it, like, trash and down, finish with them, so that we come in by now with the benefit what true Sierra Leone ought to be. But guess what? Because of make we be how for do now God and this, it means that make I take and say, make I left me great grandpa, make I just take and say, even say for me grandpa side, right? It means that we are coming on 3 generations, going on 4 generations, some even 5 generations in this whole psychological belief that how for do God day make we bear. Anywho's, I promised you something last week, and I will come and lay the foundation of how we the people see this whole thing. Make we pick them right up from that communique. How about we pick them right up from that communique? We will see what in the 2 gangsters say, the Pians and the Sians, waiting and say, and waiting we the people think about that and their logic, because we know that there's a strategy at play here. There is a strategy at play here. Just like the strategy at play where, there is a teaser that happens. There's a teaser that happens, somebody poses a question, and then you get 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, at best 2 weeks tops, and then there's a transition. That's what happened with the bank governor. When the people clearly, they say this man is inefficient, is ineffective in not they doing work, the dancing in the rain bank governor. You remember we've been getting dancing in the rain bank governor, right? Salsa and whatever, was it Zumba and salsa or whatever I was doing there, cha-cha, something, merengue, a mix of something there, right? So when the so-called new institution emerged and there was also complete silence to that effect, people started asking questions. And when people started asking questions, there was one question that was asked by someone, and following that question, the next day or two, we get a formal appointment of a new bank governor. Let me tell you something, people. If you think Mr. Bio is a fool and things just happen for happen's sake, then you don't know what a good strategist is. He might not be a good leader, let me tell you right now. He might not be, and by any stretch of the imagination, he's not even a good leader. Because when you talk about qualities of a good leader, fall under the category. But what I can tell you with 100% confidence and certainty is the fact that the guy is a very good strategist. And I not play with him, and I not doubt him. I've said this before. You people thought I was joking. And I'm going to say it again. And I'm not doubting strategic skills and how they deploy them. Make we go to the communique. So so basically, I've been not explain the whole setup of the communicator now already. So what I mean for say, I'm not going to go into detail. I've been not telling now what in the communique represents as of right now. So basically, when I know for say October 16 to 18, you know, somebody been come from Gambia. Was she the former vice president of Gambia or something like that? When I in lead the whatever, you know, lead this so-called dialogue or whatever they do they for that 3 days stay. And they say, first of all, what they do in Africa. We had to explain to Tona already that when you go into a battle, you don't go there and then shake hands with the enemy and lie in bed with the enemy, and then you say that you're doing it. Or no. When you get what you are there for, that is when you shake hands. That's where you don't get up with fleas. But now, what the peons have is clearly fleas. Anyway, so then do them welcome, blah 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 blah, and no one go to the preamble. I think for say by now, Mr. Cargo don't take him time, we don't go na the preamble. Make we go na the now I make I go na the preamble quickly. I can read it quickly, like not for saying I quick reader, very quick. But I want to go to the resolutions. I think saying that the resolutions, if I pick up from the resolutions and we go forward, I think that will be very, very good. So make a pick up from the resolutions. The parties resolve the following, right? When I remember say them get a whole list going in, but then they say after these 3 days, then put 3 things them, I believe, or so when they call them resolution. So now the team them where they agree on, right, and where they need for work on. So they say, His Excellency the President to make national address on dialogue, unity, cohesion, and peace. And then they go on to say the APC will end its non-participation in governance, which we have seen happen. The APC, you know, the science them don't return to parliament, they don't make no noise, goo. It's all good. The Mr. Bio also making national speech, goo. Okay, so check. But is it really check? Hold it. Now, then going to say, His Excellency the President, in consultation with the APC party, remember here, keyword in consultation. You know, they did that sentence there without, you know, highlight the keyword when are in consultation. So it is not a solo venture, it is not a standalone venture, it is not a master strategist venture. But what's going to happen here, when I go tell me again, if they are not careful, this is where the technocrat that is Mr. what's my name self Samura has to be on his toes. He need for be on an A game if he really saying that, you know what, I may not be the king, but maybe let me be the kingmaker, right? If he's saying I may not be the king, but here is an opportunity clearly for me to be the kingmaker, right? In consultation with the APC party, will constitute a cross party committee on electoral system and management bodies review with 3 okay, just give me a second here. We're going right. So with 3-way leadership nominated by the government of Sierra Leone, the APC party and the development party partner, right? Development partner. This is where they come in, because at the end of the day, elections cannot be run in Sierra Leone without their kudi, their money, right? This body will examine the electoral system structure and processes of the 2023 multi-tier electoral cycle. So the one we don't pass, then we'll see waiting happen, waiting not happen, waiting supposed for don't happen, this, that. They say the committee will also be informed by previous elections with the view of highlighting and addressing the contentious issues of election and results management, including the collection, verification, authentication, and publishing of electoral data consistent with the international best practices to enhance the credibility of all future elections in Sierra Leone that guarantees elections to be free, fair, and credible. Again, this is where I say that if sometimes you do not need to be the king to be the heel. Sometimes you can be the kingmaker and be even the biggest heel. So this is where I'm saying, if the PNs are serious about what they are saying, meaning that if APC is serious about what they are saying, and if Dr. Samura is a real technocrat and he is a seasoned technocrat and knows how to deal with these things, since now Naindo lead the delegation for whatever, he is seasoned, he knows how to deal with this thing in terms of policy. I guess in policy now we are going down to the nitty-gritty, we're going down to the policy level, okay? He will ensure that whatever comes out of this framework, whatever is developed, is robust, is so robust in such a way that waiting we see June 24, 2023 will never repeat itself again, and this will then set a pace, set a tone for the people of Sierra Leone to start breathing a sigh of relief. Again, remember I say, if done properly, if done with the best intentions, another game of self or the game of selflessness. Make we continue. Now, then go on for say, the terms of reference will be developed under the joint leadership of the committees within 30 days. Okay, so now, who's day within at 11? I say within 30 days. So basically, we mean for say, by the 18, because now the 18 that's in they don't not to show. So by the 18th of this month, I'm expecting to see, right, the terms of reference. This not a thing where when they do na yuki. This has to be done with the utmost transparency possible. And when I say possible, I'm even being lenient here. It has to be done with absolute transparency, meaning that you do not ignore, you do not sideline the public. You take the public along every step of the way. Every step of the way. So we mean for say, if we're not really serious, first of all, first thing way for deliver, giving a speech, then wata. Anybody can wake up in their bed and give a speech. You have speech writers. Speech writers are meant for that. They are there for that. Then they collect information and put the best words together. You can't blur. Now, where that speech becomes important is the implementation, the actions within that speech. People seeing the actions manifested of that speech. That's when that speech becomes important. As for now, all the thing I don't talk, I just talk. Now, no more, the guy not gone or the one not got time. That's what's happening right now, right? Now, so by the 18, accountability, timeline, deadlines, being accountable to your citizens, not taking them for fools, and now showing that truly and truly you're there to work for the people and you respect them. Because waiting una all do was a mark of disrespect to everybody who go sit down and cast a ballot on that day. Everybody will wait, no matter how long it took them. They stood in line for hours. Some wake 6 o'clock morning, some wake 4 o'clock morning. Some people now vote till 10 after 10 p.m. Nanette. We have the reports, we have the videos, we have the evidence. We are not talking in a vacuum, right? A blatant disrespect. Mark of disrespect to them. So there are ways in which you can regain their confidence and say sorry. These are some of the ways. Make sure by the 18th, latest by noon, that paper they don't land. We all know where for access them so that we can find commits. Now, let us go to point number 2 there, which is B, right? So B, waiting and see. Then say the duration of the committee will be 6 months from the date of establishment. Now, I don't care if the conference done on the 18th of the month. When you are serious about something, it means that even as you are in that plenary, you are also making arrangements to roll into the other things, because this is something you are agreeing on. So that 18 they want are done. The next thing one are for don't do, not to forgo you don't drink and begin to go on social media and they tweet. No, you get to work. You get to work. So 6 months. Make we count them. October, right? November, December, January, February, March, April. So it means that by April, the 18th of April. Now let us, programmers or project whatever, they can say make we put a buffer, right? Make we put a buffer, because sometimes there are, unforeseens that happen. So for these unforeseens that happen, I'm being very generous in giving you guys a buffer. Let's say by the 30th of April. And then with generosity, by the 30th of April, yeah, if we don't see this, again, communicated to the public, not the GUI in brief, not the GUI blow by blow, we will be able to access the document, see what you want to negotiate inside, and see what you want to put together as best practices, as what went wrong, as how to correct them, as how to put structures in place, as how to nominate, as how to appoint, as who this, as who that, and not forgetting, make una know they can quote that act, electoral act where they passed last year to you as law, not a part of the constitution. Some of you will continue to repeat that. And when you guys are going into this, don't take this electoral act hook, line, and sinker, and they can pass them, bypass them to really say we not get referendum it on the constitution. So which means that the 1991 constitution remains untouched. Yeah, it remains untouched. So more not can pass on a fling on a can make an outlook for say it's now a constitutional order. It's not a constitutional order. There are many things that were accepted by both the PNs and the CNs, done in collaboration. They're all too engaged. Like when they can say them both the people. And then they didn't do with the electoral act. Them both the people. Because there are things in there that you guys should have never co-signed, that you should have never accepted. But because una know they see ahead, una know they realize say there is somebody in the higher seat that is a master strategist, and that when they don't put in strategy in plan, when the train is going, there is no stopping. Except you are wise to master the brake. Make we continue. Now, then go on for say, where were we? Then say, the recommendations from this committee shall be actionable and implementable. That is where I have a big issue with this English. The use of the word shall. Now go check what in shall mean in English. You see, people, I don't tell you now, he writes the Bogo Jama, not so at the screen. I not only study communication, I also study international development. And most of them think so. Where you they work in that field, the field of international development and the field of communication. I think the way they encounter. In international development, there are certain languages and certain lingos used. When not nefarious, you don't get a nefarious effect to the public. However, when it comes to communication, the choice of word used and the choice of word agreed on can have a very nefarious effect and impact on implementation, on actionables. That is why when you decompose certain words, then be very careful on what you choose to agree on at a set time. Where you verb, you tense, and where you nouns are placed is very important. If maybe you don't at that meeting day, even as an observer, I know they signed that clause there. Mr. Producer, bring that clause they come back, make I read them to the people there. The clause that says the the clause that say the recommendation from this committee. Now underline that word shall, because this word shall, we shall come to it back 6 months down the road, if not sooner, shall be actionable and implementable. The recommendations from this committee are actionable. And we must guarantee the effective implementation of them, or ensure that they are implemented. Be careful how they use on our words then. If na me, I scrap this. This needs to be rewarded. Because this is where the master strategist, so now remember now they call them the master strategist. This is where the master strategist and the science and go get to now. But the people representation, I don't show now already. I don't tell you now already. Now watch, now underline that shall. Now remember how many times I don't go to the constitution where they use the word when I see the word will and when I see the word shall, how my body can, the difference in me by my body, the reaction and my body. Shall? Really? It shall? Not it will? Not it must? Not it should? But who was sitting there? Who amongst them in the peons? There were lawyers in that group. There were technocrats, seasoned technocrats in that group. There were policy makers in that group. When I sit down and allow this for Canada, and when I say you are doing it for the people, let us be serious here. This is why you will never appreciate this voice, because this voice sits here for the truth and the truth only. Languaging is very important. When somebody give me something, the first thing where I do is I peruse through first for watch how you position, what you need the position. Most of the time, I'm not going to get A+ then at school because I was the most brilliant in school. No, I got A+ because I know how to position my arguments. Make me left-handed. We'll continue. Anyways, number 4. They say the committee will be gender balanced. If you go into the negotiation, you did not have gender balanced representation. Isn't that where you set the tone? The setting of the tone is very important. Now that make whether woman can wait in we do in the African way. I was very, very. Anyway, more left aside. We'll continue. The parties to this dialogue agreed to the following: release of any prisoners arrested, detained, and or imprisoned for alleged election or civil protest, informed by a list to be submitted by the APC and other political parties and considered by the government of Sierra Leone. I don't even think this should be a negotiation. If you claim elections are over, why are you detaining people for simply using their constitutional rights? Why are you punishing them? For simply exercising that which is guaranteed to them by the Constitution. But if it pleases thee, and it pleases the powers that be, and you think that is the only way to ensure fairness, then yeah, sure, go ahead. B. What in B say? It say the discontinuation of what he say? It say the discontinuation of any politically motivated court cases against the APC or other parties and their supporters based on a list to be submitted by the APC and other political parties and considered by the government. This is where I have a problem with this demand. If the case is legitimate and it's not a witch hunt, the tendency for making a lump all thing now and call and witch hunt and politically motivated is very high. But if the case is clearly a politically motivated one and a witch hunt, I think by good faith, the gangs in power shouldn't even allow this to be a tabled, a negotiable as part of this agreement. I think say by now, then for don't realize say the COI was a waste of money, waste of our resources, waste of donor resources, because it's all part of a game that we play in Sierra Leone. And when you have the master strategist, the game will play on. So long as there's a music to make, there will be someone to dance. Make we continue. Where are we? I can't see where we are. Thank you. It says supports the resettlement of any political party supporters internally and externally displaced due to political intimidation, attacks, and harassment, informed by a list to be submitted by the APC and other political parties considered by the government of Sierra Leone as soon as possible. I think this is a valid ask. If people were displaced, if people were targeted, which we have seen, we have lots of evidence of, I think it's good faith to show, remember, waiting Mr. Biobi is supposed to talk about peace, unity, cohesion, and what have you. That's how you build that, by the demonstration of that, and so many more. But I won't go into the in-totals of this. Yeah? That upon submission, right? That upon submission of their elective governance position, all elected APC official members of parliament, mayor, chairperson, councillor will have to issue regarding their entitlements address accordingly by the, you see, if your protest was to serve the greater good of the people, if your protest was as a demonstration or a revolt or make us say, for sure say, listen, we have to move past this totobe, square pegs in round hole situation, And we genuinely have to work for the people. And we genuinely get forgive all for the people. And so this is a way, this is a stance that we are saying that something went wrong here. We need an acknowledgement of what went wrong. And if you fail to acknowledge what went wrong, this is the stance that we are taking for now. Here's what I would say. I would say that this should have been worded that, not all the orphanage them with their Salone. Not the school for the blind, the war amputees them, the Aberdeen woman them, the fistula center in Aberdeen. This money, what I would have loved to see here, remember this is me they talk now, waiting I've been for really like to see that a demonstration, manifestation of true faith, consistency for the people. This money not for gonna none of una and them. You see them places they were not mentioned so. Then care institutions they were not mentioned so. All of that money, for however month or however days when I choose to abstain from una elected duties, then remember you went to the people and you asked them for something. You said to them that you are going to be representing, that they should give you a chance to represent them. So for how many odd days that you feel that the people's wish or the full, the entirety of the people wish they not come to pass, or somehow they may jeep them, or somehow they may rogue them, or somehow something happened that remains questionable, and so therefore this is the action where you take. I think say for Siam to the full extent, not allow me swear money can I yan, go na your bank account. When I take the money, then they wanna donate them. Una donate them to people them we need them. Una donate them to causes them we go bring una blessings. We go say indeed because of your sacrifices. But if you don't allow them money, then they for drop down our bank account. And this was all about self. It was not about selflessness. It was not about the people. It was about what you stand to gain and not what the people should have. Make we continue. Now, it go on to say, what you say? It say both parties agree to the institutionalization. Please, these very, very long words, they not use them in English again. Now try for the right clearly and concisely. Both parties agree to institutionalize. That's it. Chai. Now they make people in the tongue and they roll inside them for waiting. People don't write like this anymore. I'm sorry to say. I'm not questioning una waiting and call una sense or una waiting and call, but please come up to speed. Clear language, clear writing. People don't write like this. Institutionalization, capitalization. No. Make it clear. Both parties agree to institutionalize an internal party dialogue framework between the APC and the SLPP and other political parties. The government will facilitate, bam, or facilitated by the government, bam. I think I need to give the entire institutional lesson on clear writing, short, precise, to the point. All this boku word, addition and elimination, unnecessary. You can cut to the chase where everybody understands. Both parties committed to to re-engineer and rekindle the relationship within the national socio-political ecosystem. Una can just use word them. God. Anyways, Ecosystems such as between His Excellency the President and former political leader, former President and Vice President, and the APC and SLPP leadership. These are personable relationships. I don't think for the matter at hand, for the seriousness of the matter at hand, who cares? I honestly not care if Bio and Koguma they talk. What I care about is that when the nation needs them, we see them. What I care about is that when the people need them, they are there. They are up to the task. If they want me to go beat themselves in a corner, I don't care. If they want me to slap themselves, I don't care. What I care about is that the nation, when the nation needs them, this is a political thief. It happens everywhere. I don't need for be best friend. I don't need for be paddy, for cohabitate, for coexist, for the better, for the good of the nation. So for me, this is it's an X, it's a no ask. Because as adults, as leaders, that's what they ought to do. And if they choose not for demonstrate leadership, and then choose for act like picking them, that is on them. But in their acting as picking them, let it not be to the detriment of the nation. That's all we say. So when they don't lay this way, so fine one, and I say again, I'll continue for say on a mark me word. When they don't lay this way, so fine one, what did I go on to say? There shall be action and hey God. There shall be actions and commitments by the parties to implement the agreement. I get issue when a word, when shall is used in certain places for certain events, I get big issues with that. What guarantees are you giving me here? What firm affirmation are you giving me here? What guarantees are you giving the people? Waiting the people then go take as a clause for come back to you and hold you accountable without you not manipulate the use of the word, without you not manipulate the clause and how it can be used. I don't tell una, I don't go law school, I don't study law. I always don't tell una that. But I studied aspects of the law. One being communication law. My granny tell me, say, Titi, if you ever become lawyer, then go kill you quick, and I don't want to make you die quick. So therefore, I beg, forget that law business. Not because you know go be good or you'll be terrifically amazing in it. But I want to make you live long. And because I want to make you live long, they say, outside me, they see, they see, so they beg, forget that law business. And in honor and respecting my grandmother, I decided not to study law. Not because I didn't have the brains for it. Make we continue. He said, there shall be actions and commitments by the parties to implement the agreement reached during this mediated dialogue. To this end, the government of Sierra Leone and the APC party commits to establish an independent committee. You see, because I do this thing when president here, I am tempted to auto-correct, auto-revise. I am sorry, people. I'm not here to do that. So I will read what's in there right here. An independent committee of moral guarantors whose membership, again, two shall. Now, we don't get a tautology now, because you cannot use the same word in one sentence twice. But again, me not to English teacher, I beg, they are just they point out certain things there so that when term will come, and I hope so we know go candy, I hope so we know go candy people. But if we ever come there, now remember say there was a Saturday, 11th of November. There was a Saturday, 11th of November, where Titikol, we say certain thing them. And then no matter the try for establish now. Okay. Independent are moral guarantors whose membership shall be agreed by the parties to support and monitor the implementation of this agreement. Now, I get a question I ask to people, and the phone lines are open, by the way. And also now they enjoy my analysis and whatever, but I can like for interact with you now. So the phone lines are open. Who are the moral guarantors of Sierra Leone? Who in Sierra Leone can anybody point to as a moral guarantor? So for me, it will be really, really interesting for see who that this committee form of and who then point out as moral guarantor. Go be really, really interesting, because that will be telling of if these people are really serious. Like I say, if it's for self or if it's for selflessness. If the technocrat will decide to be the kingmaker and therefore becomes the hero, or if he will play into the hands of the master strategist. And we the people, where would we stand, or where do we stand in it all? Who can we identify as a moral guarantor in Sierra Leone? Moral guarantor? Where a whole election was stolen like that? Where absolute power without balances and check was given to an electoral commissioner? Without members of parliament from both parties questioning the free slate application of at will decision, where an entire attorney general who has done her work, or auditor general, sorry, who has done her work without question, can be benched for 2 years because the master strategist feels you are going into dangerous territories, and therefore you go offset my strategy in place. You are beginning to offset my strategy. And the ICNN, when you get an ineffective bank governor, where then they put on leave just like that, or on go sit down quiet just like that, and you go dancing in the rain. Usai an opposition without an election being declared by the name of Napoleon, come out Nado, Canado, go na the party office and declare, say, them party don't win. And you see parties tell what's dancing, whereas on the other side of things, they also retaliate and say, no, na party no win, na we don't party win. Also, you get a president where they deny na Al Jazeera, an international forum, say nobody was killed during the election. Also, you get people where they take international interviews and denying things that there are receipts, there are evidence to the fact. Who are the moral guarantors? Who are they talking about here? I would like to see them. Abi una no one for see them. Una no go one for no. Una are the moral guarantors the way that they refer to. I think that this will also for be very, very intriguing for all of we, really. Moral guarantors? Access to Information Act. A lawyer files for Access to Information Act so that the people will get to see what they are requesting. Judges come and they make up also a vice president be sacked. be replaced by another vice president. Also, a current presidential spokesman goes and say all of da. But because he wants to maintain his assets, he goes around, boom. When I talk about moral guarantors, are these people serious? Have they been part of what's been happening in Sierra Leone lately for the last, I don't know, 20, 25, 30, 40 years? 60, 61 years? How old are we now? 63? Moral guarantors? My goodness. Moral guarantors. It took external people to settle you people down and say, boys, quiet down, girls, quiet down. Let's talk about this thing. And you're telling me about moral guarantors? Wow. Wow. But if you don't want to see, and me, I want to see. If you don't want to see, and me, I want to see, who are the moral guarantors inside Sierra Leone? Moral guarantors? When an entire institution will keep quiet when things go wrong because of their paycheck, because of who they are connected to, because of what their name is, because of family ties, because of political alliance, because of regional ties, because of village ties, because of provincial ties. When an elected parliamentarian will sit there and say, I am here to protect lives and properties, and then threaten the other side because they do not agree with him, now they tell me about moral guarantors? Hey, Bo, who left for the joke, Bo? People left for the joke. Even me, Nayaso, with all of the things that I say and whatever, I am not even sure that I can be called a moral guarantor. You know, you're going to go check myself first, fine. This is how things are. More they talk and trade. Well, I get mine though. With the chief minister, where they go tell the people and say, now that when we don't agree for a tariff for our phone name, forgetting that for the tariff, not to in the thing, now the other ramifications, the implications them along the line, where they trickle down into the development of the country, the socio-economic conditions of the country, the living of the people, where they trickle down to small businesses, entrepreneurs, importers. Small advice, don't use your data to complain online about the expensive data. No use the data for couscous or kongosa. Be data wise. And then people here they call moral guarantors. I mean, you slap the people here, you slap them there, and then you spit on them, and then you drag them like rags. And then why they call moral guarantors? Hey, bo, who left them kind of joke here, so go? Who left them kind of joke here? This is a serious joke. Like, who even pen their signature to that? Do you people really think you're moral guarantors? Do you know what the word moral guarantor means? Do you know what it takes to be a moral guarantor? Hey, bo. Like, left for the joke. Now, left for the joke. Like, Sierra Leoneans, we joke too much. We joke too much. Even when we have to be serious with the bring play inside. It's not automatic scope business. We are talking about my children, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren. We are talking about legacies. Something that will affect that lineage, man. When I talk about moral guarantors, when we all know for say we all get question mark per week. Hey. Anyways, I want to talk about where we the people stand in all of this. Make we go to the speech. Make we go to the Mr. Leone speech first. Because I don't have been promised sooner. And please do not get it wrong. All waiting I don't talk about from the beginning of this show. Where this show also begin. Till now. You all included in waiting I've been promised sooner last week. Oh. So make una no can talk say Matilda you've been promised. No, I am delivering as I promise, step by step, minute by minute, second by second. It is up to you to catch it. If you not catch them, I will sorry you. I hope you are catching it. Make we continue.
Fellow Sierra Leoneans, between the 16th and 18th of October 2023, the leadership of the All People's Congress and the government of Sierra Leone met and spoke to one another from the heart on what we must all do to move forward after the 2023 multi-tier elections, particularly to institutionalize political dialogue and promote inclusive governance. We have once again shown that we may have different socio-political convictions, but our allegiance to our country's development prospects outweighs our personal persuasions. In the dialogue facilitated by ECOWAS, the African Union, and the Commonwealth, the leadership of the APC presented their party's concerns about the 2023 elections, but also expressed a strong willingness to join the government of Sierra Leone to resolve all differences. The dialogue was held under the auspices of our Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, an organization born out of a national dialogue being to Mani only 3 years ago. The Peace Commission is a testament to why we must always seek to build state institutions that strengthen our democracy. This dialogue clearly demonstrates our collective will to put our differences behind us and move forward in the interest of our beloved country. I thank the leader of the joint mediation team, Her Excellency Haja Fatoumata Jallow Tambajan, former Vice President of the Gambia, the team of experts from the ECOWAS, the African Union, and the Commonwealth for their patience and tenacity and for initiating and supporting the mediation process. I also wish to thank our development partners who have wholeheartedly supported this pathway to peace and progress in our country. Similarly, I wish to commend the leadership of the APC and that of the Sierra Leone People's Party, who took part in the 3 days dialogue for putting the nation first by sitting down and speaking to one another as Sierra Leoneans in a genuine bid to move beyond the concerns and agree on a set of resolutions to promote inclusive governance. Most importantly, I thank every Sierra Leonean citizen for your patience, resilience, and unwavering hope in our continued efforts to build a stable, democratic society. I've been fully briefed on the details of the negotiated settlement reached by both parties. The provisions in this mediated dialogue agreement will receive the highest consideration from my government. The government will work with the main opposition party and all other political parties to ensure that it is fully implemented, while at the same time respecting and upholding the rule of law, which is vital to our young democracy. Reviewing our electoral system is critical to strengthening our democracy. It is in that spirit I proposed the establishment of a national election system review as a first step to improve the electioneering process in Sierra Leone. I therefore take good note of the proposed tripartite leadership to lead the review. As we move forward, I urge all Sierra Leoneans to embrace the spirit of unity and reconciliation. Let us unite, set aside our differences, and work towards a brighter future for our beloved nation. We must remember that we are all stakeholders in the progress and prosperity of Sierra Leone. As I stated during my address to the 6th Parliament of the Second Republic, engagement and compromise are the indispensable hallmarks of governance. To that end, I urge the opposition to demonstrate leadership and in clear conscience speak out frankly to their supporters that we must embrace each other and ensure peace and stability in Sierra Leone. We wholeheartedly welcome our brothers and sisters back to full participation in the various elective institutions. We must all join in pursuing my government's 5 critical national development priorities, especially Feed Salone. I look forward to further engagements with the APC leadership within and beyond the proposed inter-party framework. We should and must all come together to pursue the broader national development issues, including strengthening our governance systems and social programs. To every citizen of this country, I tell you, this dialogue transcends politics and political divides. It is about our country, our people, and we must continue to work hard to promote the values of inclusiveness and unity. My government will work tirelessly to address the concerns and aspirations of our citizens. We will focus on fostering economic growth, improving education, healthcare, agriculture, productivity and infrastructure, and ensuring that all Sierra Leoneans feel the benefit of our development efforts. Let us not forget the lessons we have learned during this challenging period. Let us remember that the strength of our democracy lies in the hands of every citizen. It is our collective responsibility to safeguard our democratic values and further strengthen national cohesion. Sierra Leoneans are tired of political bickering, hate speech, and disunity, and together we must say never again. It is time to focus our energies, ideas, and collective will towards national agenda that delivers food security, provides jobs for our youth, empowers our women, and prepares our nation into a middle-income economy. We do not wish for a country without disagreements. Far from it, because our differences make us stronger. But they should never overshadow the unity that binds us as a people. As Sierra Leone continues to take leadership in the sub-region and now in the United Nations Security Council, it is time to rally behind your president, government, and country to make Sierra Leone proud and prosperous. Long live the Republic of Sierra Leone, and God bless you all.
Okay. The talk was the talk commendable? Absolutely. I think say he nail all of the points them where as the person in charge expect for nail where something like this happen. But like I say, a speech na like water. Where you don't talk can dry. Can decide for do few things. Depending on who side you throw away the water can dry. The water can sit down take turn bolo bolo. The water can sit down take it begin pull smell, depending on waiting the travel line path and then bring mosquito. Or depending on how you throw away the water and who side you throw away the water will continue for flow. Go join other water then as it go along the path. This speech, if they're willing to put the work for show the people and say, waiting I talk, I mean am, then it go be for say, now the kind speech where you throw away and at the side way, it dey join other water then for create big water. But a master strategist is always a master strategist. And I cannot ignore that, people. He said we get rights to a national persuasions then. But that we also need for resolve with different system. True. He said incommitted to the full implementation of this. Incommitted for this to be implemented. He said in they call everybody for come together, make them work together so that Salone will go before. He said now that make, in as a matter of fact, in welcome and in the fully put a hand behind the National Election Systems Review. And then another thing, because we go want for know who that will be part of that National Election System Reviews there as well. Because remember, the pattern that we have seen when these structures are set up, then Tinyasu, they are set up in such a way that the strategists are strategized, they already have a set outcome or an intended outcome, and it is a matter of putting the people in place, plotting them in certain areas so that the outcome is desirable to their end. Yeah? He said we for compromise. But you see the thing, now that make us say, I use the water. Depending on who side you throw away the water. The thing is that, Mr. Bio, you need for sit down. When they give you the speech they ask for, do like what Bill Clinton can they do. And follow the leads of Obama and the like. When they give speech, not wait till the day of as you read it, because we all can see your reaction at the monitor, right? It's a split seconds reaction. But some of we wait now, we work this with seasoning and we can tell very easily. No wait until the day of the speech, the hour you sit down there and put the paper before you begin read. Sometimes ask for a day or two in advance. Give the speechwriters a 24 hours notice. Sit with it. Think about everything that you know to be true. Sit with yourself and your conscience. And then there is nothing no wrong for make you reorganize something we then give. Caller, please hold on the line 1 minute, I beg. Nothing no wrong at all. And then write from your conscience. Because when you write and when you talk to the people then from your conscience, from within, people see it. People feel it. But when you just talk no more for fulfill a task, a check mark, people feel it. People see it. People know it. You're talking about the opposition for speak frankly with their supporters. That how about you start? Because you yourself, you're not speaking frankly with the people. Neither are you speaking frankly with your supporters. Because if you've been talk frankly with the people and speak frankly with the supporters, Sierra Leoneans, they're not been for feel so lost the way they felt lost. They're not been for feel so abandoned. They're not been for feel say they're a second-class citizen inside their own country. You know World Bank was coming. You know IMF was coming. You knew the dates. You knew the time. You knew what they were coming in with. Why you not be frank to your people then? Why you not be the first actioning or demonstrator of frankness, openness? You say yes, political differences go there. Political differences go there, but that we for agree for disagree. True. Have you demonstrated that? Have you shown hand of compassion and hand of kindness? So you see, in as much as I truly want believe, say, waiting you talk, now inside that gutter, outside that water they run, go meet other water and join other water them, and then you throw away. I am tempted to say, you throw away that water, outside the water they settle, and you go pull bolo bolo, and mosquito then go come. Make her take the call. Call her waiting at your name and outside the call phone.
Hello, Matilda. This time Umaru they call.
Yes, please go ahead, Umala.
You know, I just borrow that word Mr. Kabokin talk always. Mr. Kabokin say SLPP APC no good for that country. You see, Matilda. Now this some of been talk, but you know something happen. You know, we don't na Salone, we na Salone grow up na Salone sabi, we no sabi know that we know how politics in Salone. We know how they go, you know how it can start there, we know how it get for end. It just like Nigeria film, as it starts, so you don't know the ending. You see, the people then say, the APC say, they win election, you know, and they rogue them. Okay, no problem. You know, now this time make me against the whole SLPP APC business. No problem. Una don't do that. Una don't sit at home for almost 3 months. Una don't deprive the people. You know, the representative in the parliament. Una don't deprive them. Una don't sit up to 3 months. The una go na they call a peace meeting for dialogue, for let them go dialogue. Una go discuss now how una go get that 3 months una sit down house for salary and let them free una political cases they wouldn't get. So we get these questions we wouldn't get for answer. And we need them for answer the question. Where they say now give and take. Now what in and give.
Right.
Then now what in the government give. Because the whole discussion that was boiled around ignore election and we know win election. Then the whole dialogue then go to dialogue what in and count with. They don't count nothing where the Sierra Leonean people benefit from. Because the dialogue with the talk also the committee they talk to for set not to tell need to we the government will already talk and say they go set they set committee they will already formulate the committee. The only difference now how they constitute committee with all but they will already show say when at this time we go forget committee and at this a committee and the government will already talk and say the commissioner will go look to pass election. That election it don't pass. So now waiting they do now waiting the mistake and the fault. So waiting una sit on a host for now. You see, now this some of who been take center stage the last time. Like me, now one of where we get party groups, certain groups are within Europe, yeah, then they delete we names in our groups. Just because of we take center stage, we not support SLP for APC. Because we know say that's what it the end. And that's what it don't come out. Now what in the talk is that we see they all happy because what in do that 3-month vacation and take. So how you go pay somebody for work when you no work? Now then they go pay them out of Sierra Leoneans money. Sierra Leoneans stay for even feed themselves. Now they go cut by the money, pay them for where they sit on a host. What in them go talk now? What in they sit on a host for now? Now this we can talk, but all the talk some people where not only the Sierra Leoneans, but even the educated one, the way they call and say they educate, where they all over the world. They make people in palaver online for SLPP and APC. Look who said they don't land with today. 3 months, then just set the country, then just put the country on standstill. 3 months. And then come out all to then go discuss na salary. This is laziness of politicians. You pretend say you then rig the election. This is how you sit down and host the other day they get free money. You see, now this still with the talk, but where people don't understand, I don't know what people see behind this SLPP APC. Now the same people and the same thing happen. So the only two of them for now have set precedent for the coming elections and the future elections. Look for Apple, let people learn. But they like today, they don't just go come zero. They don't go discuss how they forget salary from work they no work. They don't go demand money. So if all that thing happen tomorrow again, I saw we go for talk. Anyway, I give the line to people there because it's really frustrating. Thank you very much.
Indeed. Thank you very much. I will take the other caller, make them just hold on 1 second. See, the thing is that I did talk about being frank. You want to be frank, like I say, start with being frank to your people, to your party, to your followers. Like I say, you be no say this bread and butter issue, get for can't wrong. It get for can't sound like how them call them mountain fat food. It get for can't see don't like water size stone when all they move. You be know that. So why make you not tell your people then? Why make you not tell the nation? Why make you not tell your supporters that now you all are acting as if it just came out of the blues, it's just this, it's just that because of this, and then you now want to use taxation system, unfair, unjust taxation system for waiting, for stifle the people them again. You talk about respect of the constitution and respect of law. Can you demonstrate times where you don't abridge, you don't disrespect, you don't disregard the constitution because again, you are the master strategist. You don't strategize. It was about the rollout and nothing will stop you from rolling out. That is why I say when they talk, before you read something, read and sit within yourself. Let honesty sit within you. People see it. How many times one for now can list how many times you don't abridge the constitution, you don't make mockery of the constitution, you don't make mockery of acts them, you don't make mockery of laws them. You're talking about we should be united as one people. It starts with you. You're the hem, you're right at the top. Now you force for demonstrator. When you begin demonstrator, then people will follow. Make I take the call. Caller waiting at your name and also you the call from.
Good evening from my side, Madam Matilda. Thank you very much for hosting the program. First of all, you did say they call the president Mr. President. Well, this stands. I think I don't know how long he gave for hold on because uh, even the people who dispute the president all around the world, they call him the president, including those who contested against him. Then they call him president because why? Not because he won an election, but because the laws of the country made him a president. I go appeal say may you because you now presenter, may you change that stance because some of us we can do them, we get away with it because when they come to the public say we give for play a central role. I mean as mediators or regulating a program. So I just want to talk about that briefly. Secondly, Mr. Omar, they say the people that not go parliament, that you want to pin them. So to me, I've been on talking before. The biggest gain we go deep on this old standoff, if the people then genuinely form that committee work for reformed electoral system because this thing will only repeat itself if that committee no work. Something has been gained, but Salone people are not seeing am by now. Because people they talk say, oh, nothing, or people are not sitting for 3 months. No, make them make seriousness on that committee where they say in the form. We go see the difference in election. Because why? The laws they always don't be vague, and somebody don't come for can capitalize on that. Because today they really talk about say Christian Atop do this, Christian Atop had the opportunity to do what in Kone do so, but he not been doing. Because they give two references within and they talk about Christian Atop. In 2007, even before they announced the 477 polling stations, Christian Atop tell them the result. And this was reported to us on the BBC that day because people are easy to forget in that country. Because anything where Christian Atop they do, all election they organized that country in 2007, the APC and everything and they tally those figures bit by bit. Now they agree until they to the answer. So Christian Atop, the 2012 when they talk about the station the way they annul, where they talk see the Lipa make the Lipa count where they announce. Now few polling stations from Kono because now Kono and get that dispute that year in 2012 because they sit them so close. I mean parliamentary. So now they made count those. The prime kitchen at top told as well. The election result, the difference it passed 500,000. So the whole of Kono district now about 150,000. So it's not going to make a difference if they come. They know all about this. But now because somebody want capitalize on the lapses of the laws, now you make then it bring those instances. But I just want to say everything will be don't happen on the kitchen at top. The SF people were aware, and even Cherno, where the African Express, don't talk say even the time in contest, now them come na Brussels for come verify the voting materials, the biometric, and everything. Now so they run election as Salone. I will call back because I need for finish with that. Thank you very much.
Okay, sure. Thank you. All right. Okay, so I'll go to the next caller. Caller, waiting on your name and also you call for. Okay, we lost that caller. Okay, so I'll continue. So basically, there is what I'm saying is that we get a master strategist at the helm of the seats. And to the caller, we say they appeal to me good conscience, the last caller, for make maybe rethink in saying Mr. Bio and saying Mr. President. You see, we have rights, we have liberties, we have freedoms. In no way, shape, or form have I disrespected the status of his office by referring to him as Mr. Bio. There is no constitutional clause, as far as I'm concerned, here where I am in Canada, the world over that I know. I'm not talking about dictatorial regimes. I'm not talking about communist regimes. I'm not talking about autocracies. I'm talking about people who claim they're in democracies, right? As far as me concerned, I don't see any law where I don't work, nationally or internationally. I refer to him as Mr. Bio. I don't know of any clause where say we bind me as a mortal man, as a person, for say I get to address him as Mr. President. I don't think so. I think I cannot go and call him by his name and last name and that, but I think say the suffix or prefix Mr., Mrs., Miss, Madam, I think I've maintained respectability there. We all get free will. We all can choose to dispense with free will as we want, right? I don't always refer to people with PhDs as Dr. So and so. Sometimes I refer to them as Mr. So and so, right? Doesn't mean I'm taking away any form of respect for you. I'm giving you the most recognized form of respect. That's all I have to say about that one. But I look at the time and I know for say we're not going to go inside, the, or maybe, just maybe I can do it. Just maybe 20 something minutes, the show will go over by a little bit, but then what is left to be summarized really at this stage, I don't think it that much. Make we go inside. Oh, we get 2 calls. Okay, we got 2 calls, so that will be delayed. Caller, waiting at your name and also you call from.
Yes, and I'm again for the Mustafa, the caller, for I finish me thought.
Okay.
You see, the elections now, Salone, we get for make sure say we all, I know say we all interested in make we get peace, but peace, I mean, go only prevail when justice day in in election process. So therefore, I make the appeal to everybody, make people they not sit down, left the politicians and no more they settle am between themselves. Because why? Even the clauses the way they put now the resolution where they read so. If you check keenly, then put them back there for make at the end of the day they are going to argue. Oh, not to say it be or not to say it be this now say it be that now. You see, because I make them they say, oh, where you present a list for people the president go consider. Or where then they go talk about election and talk about all other past elections. You see the clauses where they put there. So now we fully make them aware, say we want peace, and uh, so that we point these things before them when they go sit down there, they know what they are going to do in that gathering. Because we are tired of this bickering about election. With the people and they vote, not they change economically, then they go beyond. So why people continue to get these kind of tensions and anything else where their lives are not changing for the better. So that is what me and the appeal say. Those of us or those of you who are in the media make when they come up with the program they have low they tell them say or we tell them say we are aware what they are capable of doing. So we go tell them, we go ring the bell, if I can keep put that so. So do now this now me on appeal this. Because if me I don't see, therefore be again say you say me say that person say Allah for don't they scatter day. And next election again na the same process. The Allah day. Everybody knows say we elections they're not perfect. But this election we pass nine crown them all in terms of way somebody manipulates something. Because we don't talk about the elections websites from within format 2007. Results were there always. If you want to go see them. Kone nine the post we delete all those election results because you know one for let them get a reference point. So therefore, to correct all those things, the main thing we come up on this dialogue, now that committee we get for talk about election reform. So now we support that, or we point out the things that what we know say it likely go happen because we know these political parties what they are capable of doing, so that they do the right thing, so that people can get peace. Because if they not get better now in their lives, let them not get this alala every election. Alala, it's too much for the people. So now this our add to the and will be my last contribution for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. I will go to the next caller. Caller, waiting I the call from.
Yes. How are you? Yes. This
I'm
my
good.
name is Aruna. I call from New Jersey. How are you, ma?
Not bad. You can able to speak up a little bit, please?
Okay, so you get me now, ma?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. I think me on check now in connection to I just joined the program lately. Sorry about that. I'll be just discuss with some of my colleagues then about this election. Then we talk about the Supreme Court. I think I'll be trying to tell them about Supreme Court. The tactics within a Supreme Court for kick out important cases the way instead of them going to the merit of the case, and we take technicality like for kick out the issue. And now we see Suri and send them Ayadu. You see, it's a very brilliant application, But you see, within the Supreme Court do at the end of the day, how they use them for kick them out of state because they not comply with time. So you see, these are we just want to like to this system, the system of the judiciary, this government, this BO-led government, this in election, this not a bad precedent we don't set another country. It is bad, and if people like Unano, they continue for raise their alarm there. And they try for blow their arms there. Now bad precedent. We all know Salone and things they need to left-handed. And we did medicine will happen in the next couple of years back, 2018, we will come back at the same podium or medium, we begin to call back, say, hey, now, so they will get other sets of people who will tell you, say they happen in 2023. Are they fear say this thing therefore happen? If the president get better advisors, then may try for you look even America, are they watch the ambassador way being AYV? Up till now, they ask and say if they don't congratulate the president. Up till now, no, not congratulate the president. Up till now, actually speak. Before actually the ambassadors, we say we recognizing our president, elected president. But that was not the question. Like, una don't ever congratulate them because if somebody win, una don't know. Una don't ever congratulate them. So it tells you up till now, say this thing has not been settled. So that being to money for or being to money period and to me I look at it and a waste of time, a waste of resources. It doesn't matter the environmental thing, we make it good enough for that NCT money. And that money not the first coming, that money is not for camp. They're not for America, not for good money because they know say the election was stolen. So they're not for good money. We the big no more. And me it's my own suggestion. Important matters like down the way with Salone. Many no go to the Supreme Court because Supreme Court president will the case at the end of the case landing. Me only say, okay, then constitution matters. I mean, go to the Supreme Court because Supreme Court will say one careless way for two you matter and do way and two way and do. You don't get no right. Nobody no get right to get for good file of that same nature. So you don't see it might be like high court like the two way. They go to court of appeal because until them say you not comply with the days there, say comply with the days there. They will file papers, go to court of appeal. They appeal on that grounds. They say no, I filed the paper within time. But when a Supreme Court, now final, we say they don't throw away and so they don't throw away. And so you see, we know they will get the justice we need. Then they go into the merits of the case. Then just one simple grounds, then throw away case now the way worth it. You see, then they are no, we don't constitute make it feel like sitting in a better thing and go into the merits of the case. Then you they go look then minor time, which is time they get for do to the next people. It's pathetic for make you go use time for going to a matter where millions of people then they look up to una for make una get a precedent, make this thing up. Don't have to go say time for 1 day. 1 day where okay, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity given to me for making your contribution. It's really sad for me things like this will happen. I know the pain way some of them go through. I'm not only in other land and sitting happen, but if you're not commotion, I'm not able to care for me to make it do. But you get few other people that feel like then are the champion, then they can do anything. But they forget to themselves to accommodate back way. Now this is the APC and they tell them. See then lost the owner the next one for hunt to now back. Now this guy for people not be believe. Now all they can buy petrol 35,000, 30,000 for liters. I don't know they go they give them coupon. Not be exactly the people they go to. Thank you so much, Mama, for the opportunity once more.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'll go to the other caller. Caller, what's your name and who say you call from?
Hello, Martin Namigena Umar,
Yeah, please go ahead.
You see, most of the time, Salone we cook for forget. We forget quick. But before I go to that, me, I want to know what we gain. Or waiting the APC gain, where they're not gonna court. You see, people they say, where you gonna court in the 3 case, where you gonna court it, but at least if they try, it is documented. With that, you get what they call precedent, but this what they do so, it don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. They're not gonna court. Then Sidom say, we go Sidom. At least let the right thing happen. What in a sit down for right, they're not gonna court, and the court not get nothing where you can't come out that case. They not get nothing with the record. So that case, that just waste of time. Then one thing again, we got to be honest to ourselves, that the way forward, because we don't see a committee that don't set. We not see the highest way they make now be the TRC. And 30 days Sierra Leone they struggle for implement the issues they would come up with. And 30 days at least we will not see any government who able 50% safe. Even some politicians say we don't do 70, 80%. 50% recommendation of the TRC the neighbor get a mate. So till the 30 days we see we self now the same because we're not honest to we self. My big brother in the talk say this election are the worst. This election not to the worst. The worst election was the 2012 election. People they forget. Then we the secondary school, so I still remember. The first election, the worst election was 2012. What it make it worse? The one when the referee and intel people, and not to the APCO. The one that the referee, and people let them go police, not say go court, say go police. And now this not happen again. We be not hope say the president go set at least we go jump that and we go see a clear page, then go blunder. So there is all possibility say the next election when they come again, we go see the same thing. And if they want the way not win, then go still sit down. Then go justify them again. So we're still in at the same side. So no justification, no the SLPP, the APC always they try to manipulate election for make them at their favor. You know, some of you just I feel I'm bad. You know, the third force will be feel say we go up to in can worst pass the one way a bit. But anyway, we pray for Salone. So I've been just similar complete my thought. You know, say some of you can get something in our chest. Would I still patiently wait for you where you can at least let we talk and it come on our chest because now the all way that we would do. We not say it go happen again. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah. I don't know if we get any other call on the line. Do we have a call on the line? Okay, let's go. Caller, what's your name? Call for?
Yes. Good evening, Maxida. Me, Ahmed, they call from UK.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, and good to see you. So, thanks for all the analysis. What you say now too. Sometimes I want to disagree with the brother as a speaker. Like Umar just mentioned when I listen to it, they talk about when somebody talk about this is the worst election, say this is not the worst. This is the worst, my dear Umar, my brother. These are the worst ever since. When we born grown at that country, we never see an election like this. When they compare about 2012 election, Christina top, after the woman do analyze everything and state the reason why he cancel them vote then day, he talk him. And the same man go seek court rest. He talk him. You see, before it doesn't have back talk on go say go police or whatever. You know, according to law, you know go say go police because you know what they do. So we don't want to go back to that. But we could look at what happened. This what happened. It's not about APC go to court, no go to court. Madam Cole, if me and you are patriotic citizens, we for stand against this because this is not about Samura. It's not about Mother Bill. This is about civil society groups, them people that we care about the way think about the common man and for fetch this thing. Because how on earth would they don't say election stolen and the man force himself away, get the mandate at all. Then we sit down, we relax. Sensible people they sit down say, oh, Moku Puta now, feed Salone don't come, development they come. This is don't go na history. Now the whole world say this man no win election is still the election. The wish to as Salonians with the support. It don't make no sense to me. This is not about APC. Forget about APC going to court, not going to court. Even me and you as citizens will get for take this matter legally. You want to take it legally first. Look at they don't throw an court. They don't throw out of court. So you see the people and how vulnerable towards some politicians here. They all go sit down. We look at politicians for fight for we. Where we for move ourselves. We for form groups them. Tangible groups for fact say this is not right. Now we right. Now everybody's right. As long as you don't take gun, you don't take knife. You say more find the legal way, protest legal way, go to the people the way concerned. Believe me, they go every way. But me and you sit down with the panic, say this might they kill people then when you kill you. I make Mother Bill get way of all of what they do so. In the first place, me and you know how the election go. Look at registration. Look at ID card. Something will not ever happen. During the 2007, 2012 ID card, people are using card for travel, go to a bank, clear. So this one would they see the ID card. We see the registration 2 weeks. We see the election done 2 days time they call election. Look Liberia. How many days it take them? So it tells we say we don't see all of this. The writing was very clear on the wall. Say Mother Bill is ready to rig this election. But we all sit down, we look for the count on APC. Okay, apart from APC now, what about me and you as citizens? We go sit down, we write, so we need trample on rights. We don't get no side for fact. Civil society then they because they all don't take bribe. Me and you, even hold the diaspora, I will get the right for go and fight for this election. Even with the one that we vote, even they will get the right because now we country. How we go sit down, dumb, somebody come, he rig the thief election, we sit down, we say, okay, move forward. This he don't done. For God's sake, how do we move on with this kind of thing? Forget about this dialogue we they make. No go put it aside. Because not to few people that they determine we own the country. Few people that because now we put them there. Now we the people now the government. For continue to allow these things, then some of them discussion, I'm not put sense into this, madam. Because you they try very much for educate people there. But how some of we go come for say, oh, these are the worst election, this is better pass the whole one. No, we're not talking about that. We look at what happened exactly. So we got to condemn that as a nation. No, we stick to this point. This is not about somebody can't fight for. What about we? And we allow Marabio go with this one. They say no win election. We agree with that. He rule. How you going to even survive with the rule of the people? Today, everybody in Africa is angry. People are vexed. If you say a better government, you going to continue like this? It's very tough, madam. So I just want to talk to my brother Umar. These are the worst ever since in the history of Sierra Leone. Thank you very much, madam. We'll continue for listening.
All right, thank you. Go to the next caller. Caller, waiting on your name and who side the call from. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Lower you set where you dey listen from because it dey overpower your voice if you dey talk.
Yeah, okay. Listener, it concerns Leone. I'm from Netherlands.
Go ahead, please.
Hi. I will talk about three issues. I just hear it from the brother just now. They talk about the election and about the rigging of the election. And I want to talk about also the respect about because we all live in this part of the world. You know how respect very important. We go with free will. We talk about democracy, but you get limit and you know what it is. And about also the price of the pump, we know how much we buy petrol now. And the 30,000 way we buy petrol now free zone. Yeah, let me say expensive for Africa. But we know how much we buy now and how much that 30,000 they cost inside euro or inside dollar. Okay. First about the election. We don't talk about the rigged election and the APC they claim they win the election. And we know say the international community the 100% stand behind the APC, one of the other reasons. Then no. Okay. If we be say yes, we all hope to the international community because we the Sierra Leone in particular, we don't respect anything about we said. Now the international community, now they determine anything for we, now we respect, now then we listen, now we semi God. Okay? If they say that's not true, they really not say yes. They stand there because at the starting they say go register. You say no, they register. You know, telling people they say no, they register. Okay. The voter ID card come, they say it's not clear, it's not fine. We need to go to election. Then after 2 days, they say they go to election. Then after they do the election, because you get the hope to the international community, no matter what, then they be a regime change, I would say. Okay. Then if you don't do the election, then your results don't come out. Then you know say yes, you get representative. Now all the police station there, you get your RRS. Okay? Then if you be saying you know one can go to court or you know one do something, you go put them before the public, put them before the supporters there. It's like to educate them. Say, look what you will get now. Because now we don't win the election. We get the paper, we get the document, we get the proof. They put them before the international community. They go back them towards that. But we just talk about that in behind door, say we win election. Everybody will talk about win election. They took the election, they win the election. But waiting at the proof. Nobody know the proof. Yeah? Then that's not one. The second thing is we talk about respect. We know when they talk something that inside Europe now or inside America, it gets limit. It gets what we say. But we say anything so we need as we talk anything about what we want for say now Sierra Leone, we go free. And we say we get the right. We talk about democracy. Sometimes long no they put in there. They don't understand. Then about the pump price. The pump price 30,000. We know how much 30,000 na Sierra Leone or inside dollar. Then we they buy petrol like €2 for 1 liter, €2 for 1 liter. And not say last we not to SLPP supporter or APC supporter. But Samura Kamara no will become a president. He can buy petrol like €2. He go sell an Sierra Leone for 10 years or 15,000. It's not possible. So now that's the contribution.
Okay, thank you very much, Kola. So I will take the calls then because I noticed say we get about 4 more calls now the line for your patience and for your tenacity. Normally I go close the line by now, but for your patience and for your tenacity, I go through all the last 4 calls then where we get now the line. And then it look like for say this there will be a
Yeah,
part
good evening.
3. Yeah, give me a second, please, Kola. Just hang on a minute, okay?
Yeah, I made a call from US.
Yeah, just give me a second. Just give me a second. I will take your call, but just hang on a minute, okay? I just let try for finish your thoughts, please. I will take your call. So, like I say, I go take the last 4 calls them waiting at the queue because then don't they wait for a while. Normally I go don't close the program by now, but because then don't they wait na the line, I want for obviously respect them time, and so I go take the last 4 calls them. Make we hear waiting then call and also go get for say. We go mean say we not go inside the other speech, right? You know go give it them for go inside the other speech. So we mean say we go carry a part 3, finish a part 3, and then move on to other thing next week. Call her waiting at your name and waiting you they call who's you they call from.
Yeah, I called from US. Yeah, I just want to thank you for this very important show. Only way you they try for sensitize me, more especially for we with the country. I would want to follow on a program for quite some time now. Before, during, even after these elections, we still dey follow. Yeah, one thing we problem as far as the country is concerned, I think sincerity actually they disturb we as a people, you know. Yeah, because until we get for be sincere to yourself, I believe say it will be really difficult. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead with the listen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so now that's the issue. Sincerity really say be a problem. And you know we always like we dey hold somebody we dey at the position currently. If the person they do something very well for the country, at least we applaud them. If at least again things and they go the way we they not they go, at least we also boo at that person there. That's all. The only way down the way we will help that country dey for go forward. Yeah, but always when issues they come, sometimes we want to begin compare from this to that time, from this person regime. Okay, yeah. But sometimes necessary, make sense. How we deal with the issue at hand, at least now we go forward. You see, we only see some of we when this thing happen, especially with the international partners. Yeah, we don't dey see elections, but this one will happen. The international partners, the way how they come out strong about these elections, it not ever they happen. See, because we not say we civil societies in our country it's just so pathetic, because the way how some of them they you understand, we all know because a lot of things then they don't happen where we they expect as people we they talk on we on behalf or come out. Well, we never we not see something like that one day. How them be so strong in 2012, 16, 17 to 18. Or we get that with previous election day. How them be so strong? It not happen this time round. You see, so how you go they go after election, you they count, some places then they not even begin count. You don't sit down at home, you understand, call results. And yeah, you see, Like when they tell somebody they try to compare Christian Atop and this Christian Atop, at least it might ever happen so because some people be there strong by then, will be even they participate on the election processes they are. So we know what can happen compared to this. You understand what we hear because at least this time around not did it. As far as me, which are the rate of the international report, you know, at least it not really well. Yeah, this guy it not really help. You know, look this embarrassment. At least even for the one when are the president, na embarrassment. Everywhere you travel in the world, if they take clear international interviews, you know, they must make reference about this election. It's so shameful. You see, so thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're welcome. I'll go on to the next caller. Caller, what's your name and who's the call from? Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yes. What's your name and who's the call from, please?
Hello, Matilda?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. I see the program very hot today. Anyway, my own contribution when not just few things I want. Hello, you get me?
Yes, go ahead. We'll listen.
All right, okay. What I want to say, Matilda, to Salone people and to you program. Usai Madabio so right now, he's glad, he's happy because I think everything is going according to their plans. You see, there was a wise man who said, if you want to know the character of a people or a nation, watch the leader. Whether he or she is elected or is done by force. You see, Sierra Leone, I think we are deemed as one of the most intelligent set of people or nation in Africa. But one thing we don't plague with nation, we are very selfish. We don't care about each other. We want always other people for good down. And then we wait behind, we reap the benefit. You see, everything where they happen, so it is systematically planned. And it is going according to their plan. You see, no laws, not the way perfect. America is the best democracy. What makes up democracy, the backbone or the lifeblood of a democracy, now the judiciary, the laws. But yet still it's not perfect. We all see how Donald Trump, they use loopholes, you know, now the American, you know, laws, them where it gets away with many things. This country could be deemed as the best when it comes to law and order in the world. Yet still they have this. So when somebody comes to power, I mean, I enjoy people the way they talk about, oh, let's form this committee, we reform, we lost them, so the next election, then all that is a nonsense. Because these laws, where we say to not perfect, we go for review them for next election and everything. This is the same law that we can have power with. Election was conducted, he won. And Escoma can have power with. And then after, himself the Madabio. Because laws are not perfect, it could be easily used in a way that could be counterproductive depending on the intention of the person. Madabio no get no intention of the time rule. Madabio come for staying in power. And let me tell you why Madabio will stay in power. If you give it more time more. You see, Madabio in Chijankaba was a successful man when he came to career, well educated, he has an international career, and then he comes in the rule in Italy. Not any easy for people to play dubious and suffer the people. They make election, he allow free and fair, and it's for my win. Kind of power. Now, And Eskroma kind of power. Granted, all politicians, he may have stole some money, that's fine. But it's different from Madabio fundamentally. And Eskroma has a career with or without quality to get the business if it survive. Madabio is the most lazy and selfish and inept individual that has ever taken of power in Sierra Leone. Madabio left Sierra Leone, he left the shores of Sierra Leone. No, wait, lad, don't talk to me. Okay.
Please give him 30 more seconds. Go ahead.
$18 million. He went, he could not sustain himself. That money until somebody began feed him back. Madabio come back na Sierra Leone. Any kind means he have no get no intention because Madabio don't know how we can survive now for hold on to power until he die. Because if he left power now, all the money we don't keep. Left power say Ali 60, 70s and the 80s, he pull back, he died poor, and he knows that. So we are in a serious and critical situation where are not saying this alone people that we are aware of it. And we weakness now in the strength. That's why I think that we're very happy with it so. Because they're scared with war, with the create violence, we don't want to fight, and that is their ammunition. And they don't get to whose side they put in. Exactly. Senegal is the most suicide people. But when they grab say this will not be taken up, would I get for dilate that? You see.
Okay,
yeah.
so
anyway, you are not on the line too much. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I will take the last two calls because my word is my bond. So I will take the last two calls. Caller, what's your name and who's you call from?
Good evening, Miss Matilda. This is Nabdullah calls from New Jersey.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Actually, I think the third last caller make reference to most of what they want to say. But with that, I would touch briefly on some of the areas they've done. I just want to start to say, when you up to this point after the elections, all which we don't go through as a country, when you listen to what some people they say, their view about the election and their view about the way the country they go, you don't go ahead but to wonder if we really, really serious, if we really, really get forget ourselves out of such mess as a country. You know, yes, some of we just believe in hope. We hopefully believe in faith. Say yes, things think possible, even when you see them say they're not possible at all. You know, I really call a talk to this not the best election or this not the worst election as people that say. I don't know which world a live where the whole thing happened in the last few months in Sierra Leone. But if you're not able to understand comparison, I don't know if not Umar the person name, you really need to seek some advice. Because what's they call data, what's they call results, they know they lie. They know they lie at all. Numbers, they know they lie. Then all these factors and they match with people, their attitude, people that we use for praise re-election, people that we use for criticism, criticism due. They all match within the numbers then say this time around. But this person still they say, no, 2012 election are the worst because the person will not be the commissioner say, let whether or not please let go police just by that statement. You know, this is not a very big distraction we know to today is start. Remember when all these protests happened, August 10, the other one they wait and say now they call whatever. Then we get one thing, even the president emphasizes within cabinet members. Say there is no way the full government na power na to the ballot box. If you're not happy with what's in the wait for election and then don't announce election date, no long time. So and say, yeah, and that's a very reasonable argument. Say, okay, we'll wait for the ballot. And guess what? The Sierra Leonean they manifest them, the numbers show this is the very first time in the history of the democracy since 1996 when it turned out. You know, they compare it to any other turnout. except for the very 1996, where we feel say yes, election will happen before peace. People in manifest them, people in going at the polls 3 o'clock in the morning, election will for start at 8 o'clock. They don't get on the queue. They did it for hours and hours and hours. They don't even give them access into the place, not to talk of starting the voting process. We see all that happen. So if that situation they happen, people will still manage their cast their votes. And by all results we don't have with the, including the one the ECSL published, all the manipulations still as a government, you know, able to win the election there as a president. I don't know whether waiting on integrity, it's not something we somebody like President Bill really know about or care about. You know, some people will do something and will say, you know what, these are the people that really tell me, say, no, you know what, I don't put harm. Let somebody else come. Even if not to Samura, let them rerun the election, let them do this. But it's still there. So I want to use that to justify the last caller say, it's really not there to rule the people of Sierra Leone. It is for a motive where God will expose at the end of the day, you know. And the other points where I want to see, they talk about the Supreme Court. People will still talk about, oh, APC going to court, APC not going to court, APC not going to court. Yes, man, I want to with favor always in the past, and I still people say, yes, APC for not going to court. But listen, something in there, when they talk about the mistake with APC do now, they lay emphasis on the precedent, the bad precedent. And anybody really thinks so, they only think so because it feels safe, because of the guns they now with the military, the police, and the Bill government they use against the people of Sierra Leone, they will have to be in power forever. It will never happen that way. There have been some points where APC and precedent will ever come on at power. But they come on at power. They come on at power 1996, they come on at power 2018. We see them. So me, I concern personally now the precedent and also we come to the head so forth. No matter what, something like this gets on the face himself. Lawyer Senge, as this person talk, Senge Mara in case. Where they say time. Ebo, you compare time where person no file in case because he missed the time by how many minutes, how many hours, how many days. You compare it to the merit. So how this thing they affect the lives and well-being of the people of Sierra Leone if it continue in the future. Now, serious thing that one day, yes, look into all that. If APC is not going to court, if not that, for me, make this thing solve once and for all, I think it be necessary. Unfortunately, the dialogue, everything, not come out that way they would expect them. But again, the one way they continue to say, oh, if it's not going to court, now then probably say, at least if they're going to court, they think for me fine. You don't know what's in the Supreme Court, they don't hang in a corner for being against them as the basis for two other kids the house. So we don't see this as a simple example. We all be the way to say, okay, an individual get right, just like as APC as a party get right to take anybody to the Supreme Court. Let me see what is going to come out of lawyer Senge in Western Court. At the end of the day, not so anything serious. So let me tell you, even if you fail to pay the correct fee or file the case, that will be a basis for them to throw an important case out of Supreme Court just because they're not clear of the merits, they're only clear of the facts, say, then they listen to the person where they give an order, we put the day in the first place. And one final point, I put some time don't do sorry. The one they say, oh, the laws, and the same laws they will be there yesterday, now the same laws they did today. They say, no, about this election specifically, let people know. It's high time they know, say, the laws the way they use now the election, they change them 2022. Even when they change them, not even go by them. So this no will forget, not only 1991 Constitution, we had Election Act 2022, we might have been deliberately put in place. They kick people out of parliament to enforce them, to put them. And even when they put them, not to say everything about it bad, but they could not even go by it. So let people know this and stop the nonsense of saying, oh, now the same Constitution, now the same this. No, it was an act. You know, thank you very much.
All right. Okay, the last call for tonight. Caller waiting at your name and where they call from.
Give me 1 minute. Hello?
Yes, caller.
Yeah, Nina Umara, they call from Los Angeles. Yeah, let me clear, man. Yeah, I just want to say, with the people in the call from one man to give no excuse. But what you need to say is both parties, SLPP and APC, None of them, no ever done right to the people of Sierra Leone. So all the defense and the denial of where people and differ, we have to move away from that. Because both parties they try to use the people and the nation and the ugly constitution we get to their advantage. We just see where SLPPC go back to the parliament, then they talk about some kind of a clause within the constitution with the one used against Mohamed Bangura. But at the same APC, this way the cry say, they bulldoze them, they take this at the hand, they take that at the hand, they not give them this, they not give them that. It's not party way feel safe, then a party way good. Clause like them and need them for go against. Stick up for clause like them and they we don't want them. Not to justice clause them. For say anything if somebody speak against the party, then they accuse them of anti-party affairs, then they want to remove them. APC, SLPP, they mostly use that clause for money. Now somebody they talk about why APC been getting your RRF forms, they're not using them. Well, we all know prior to the election, this same SLPP government and the ECSL management and the security force actually make it clear say nobody, there's no right or no power or no authority for read the election results except for ECSL. So if then now they can't be talking, APC didn't get the RRF form, why they not read them, why they're not sure. Now rubbish, now it's BS. But not sure that two parties they do. Anytime with something they have their advantage, now they lose because APC not supposed to read them because they've been already tracking people prior to the result, prior to the election. Why you think Marcelo Samba they exile? Why Marcelo Samba for the exile? We just see the lady show up by Liberia. Because they're threatening people enough for show, nobody enough for call result, nobody enough for announce anything until ECSL. Well, because now ECSL not agree show anything, because they don't say Marabi will not win the election. Because if them think say Marabi will win this election, now the same SLPP will be the first party where they will urge ECSL for sure this RF formula so that they will be clear and they will get the head clear. But now so both parties they go. We did talk about look at the 1965 Public Order Act where police they will use for muscle people. This same APC where they cry about that too. They didn't get them in a parliament from Shaka Stephen in time and it's by Chroma in time. I don't care if they not ever use them. But why they not remove that Public Order Act if they think say they care about people? Why they not? Because when you look, we get something like the Constitution we say people don't get right for protect, people don't get right for gathering. But when police they always they give you the press statement. Now the one clause that on the one order that they always tell you say the public 1965 public order say if you want protest, you get to write a letter to the Attorney General or whoever, now you forgive your clearance. When in the 1991 Constitution, it says something else. But this same APC where they try to them in there 10 years. Why they not remove that Public Order Act? Then people and they talk about this president don't kill people. Yes. And if I come myself kill people, I don't care if now one person. I don't care if Madabio kill 500 and if I come kill one person. Life na life. So the one or two people that will die under APC, their life no matter. We got to let these both parties. But when we get them people in the Canada, all my one whole will say you're subsided. No. We're not forgive them two people there. No clear cut. They're all good for relation. We just don't know which side we will pull another party or another person. Maybe even not a human being will come out from both parties with the other nation they to have. Get Salone to have. I like come on and get Salone to have. They all do things then. They all utilize people that they say why ECS and why the news media and the with the color of Hogan and Salome, we all see what they do them. We all see what they do the young man Cherno to what they say Cherno Chijan because he questioned the former minister, chief minister for rent. We see what in the detail. We see what in the detail. Female journalists at the stadium behind the president. Then we see what in during Chapter 7 time. What in the detail of very brilliant journalist they call Samura. We died. He died. And we know how that happened. We're in the like Roma in Pekin in name Gordon, in Pekin in name Dede. I don't care if they're not found guilty. So all parties, both presidents, they're not good for the nation. So when people in the Canada, all man they hold you under the trial for you starting, we're not stupid anymore. We were in at the meeting. We the civilians them. We hold the short end of the stick. We know what's up. Thank you very much, Mr. Sanoa, for taking time.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. This will be the last call for today because I tell you, I say as I'm about to close the show, I get notification say 4 people let me then at the line. Obviously, 3 minutes each. 4 people when I do the calculation, and some people were allowed to go over the 3 minutes. So, unfortunately, for those who are on the line still, I will therefore apologize to now. For say I will close the show because we don't pass the 2-hour mark and I don't add 34 minutes plus. That is a lot of time. And when you do a show, you want for container within a certain time so that if every person go back and go listen, and not so long that then will still be able to sit with it and take from it. So here is what I'm going to tell the listeners everywhere on all of the different platforms, all the one that way they call. Make we all get a journal. Let us call it the Salone Issue Show Journal. Meaning that if you then at the line and you call, you're not able to make the call before the line close, write your thoughts down. Write your thoughts down, date them, and then when we do the next show where you call, you can pick up your thoughts because sometimes these things they snowball into each other. Which we talked last week, somehow you get a relation or link between which we talk and what have you. So how about we do that? Just get a book or journal, you call it the Salone Issues Journal, so that way if you happen for there on the line and the line close on you, you can still pen your thoughts down. That way you will forget what you want for say, and then the next show you call and then you give your views. So listeners, I want to tell you now all boku thanking. I want to know more small I want address for one of the callers that we call. Excuse me, and I think that caller they call from Europe, where they talk about people that they complain about gas price. I will go into this. People are fail to say an election when they talk about now. If you think we are still talking about election here, you've missed the mark. Just because we are talking about things surrounding the election doesn't mean we are specifically talking about election. However, we are talking about how election form the basis of everything. You get a cascading effect on everything, whether you like it or not. You get a cascading effect on everything. And so therefore we use election as the base. We'll talk about everything else surrounding everything. And today we are using the dialogue and then any other thing in between the speeches, and we'll talk about every other thing. I want to address one of the comments from one of our viewers, and we talk about Canada having, a drug crisis. And instead of we address that, are they inside Canada and me they talk about what's they happen at Salone but Kush. If I wasn't sitting on this platform, I mean for use a word, wait for make you go sit down, think really, really carefully about what you say. When the opioid crisis happened at Canada, you know what the Canadian government did? I get people that are waiting at the medical field inside Canada, where they practice. I'm very well familiar with what the Canadian government do, all of the province system, all of them big cities, then especially in Vancouver, when I've been the epicenter of the opioid crisis. But I won't go into that because some of una connect for just can't sit on and blur without really knowing, just because una know one or two things. But if I can't sit on right now and say, let us talk about how the opioid crisis was dealt with and is continued to be handled by the Canadian government, nothing, you're not going to tell me. Well, let us go on. The one thing way important to the show where I want to address, and the person we talk about gas price, comparing gas price in Europe to Salone right now, and how people they complain about, the elevated prices or the increased prices about gas price. What I want to talk to the caller is that they appeal to the caller in good conscience, make it sit with himself. Make you really think about the economic condition, right? The economic landscape of Europe in your earning power. And make you think about the economic landscape of Sierra Leone and the earning power of the people of Sierra Leone. And when I say the earning power of the people, I'm not talking about the politician, I'm not talking about the middle class. I'm talking about the bottom barrel. Excuse me for using that language, bottom barrel, but really the bottom barrel, the people, the low people, the people them below. In a country where the wage, the earning wage, then just raised to 800,000 per month. Think careful. When you want to do them comparison, then they. Me self na so I go na the pump, I dey pay, I dey feel the pinch na my wallet. But I can never sit here and compare myself to wetin dey happen at Salone. I can never sit here and compare myself to the pinch where they feel na the pump na yaso to wetin dey happen at Salone. I know the economic landscape where they live. I know me earning power. Yeah? Let us try not to compare apple and oranges in certain things. Make we bring the two together and compare them. Listen, anything we defend at this call, may God bless you. Side with friend we self, make God bless you. This show is not over. This part is not over. I never expect for do part 3 of this. But guess what? I can't play Mr. Bio in speech, analyze them throughout with everything, and then not play Mr. Samura in. It will be unfair. And within this, then 2 speeches there, then 10 and day where we need to talk about collectively, about the World Bank report, about, and I deliberately, not touch in-depthly into Sorisenge Marine situation, because that will be handled tomorrow by the show tomorrow afternoon. I trust the people there to do what it's to get to the bottom of it, right? For the Salone people then. We get to talk about, so many other little things then. We get to talk about the bill, the financial bill, and how it play into all of us, and us, the people, and the people. So, in all done it, bear with me, stay with me. I enjoy the engagement, I enjoy the multiple calls, the numerous calls, them on all bring on a 2 cents, then this is what we want, right? I rather you vent it here, we talk about it here, we deliberate it here, than the other. May God bless you all. Till we meet again on Otata.
Mamonga, Ushibwele, Mamonga, Papa government, Amupema, Mamu Manja, Mamupema, Kushihinde, Abubualo, Ushibwele, Abenyeni, Numalo, Abukuli, Numalo, Abu Malo.
Say that's a cushion. Me brother don't want me for intend. Say that's a cushion. So we they use the old age man youngest. Say that's a cushion. The youth them just they die. Say that's a cushion. Sorry, Salone. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Hope for you to say.
Me a one part, I traumatized. Look fine a boy with the part. Even need so, but I wouldn't do it. Anyway, take a good. In the fridge, you feel a robot. But you are the French goods in a salon. We not like a salon. But it's pharmacy. Doctor is a bull. Respect to all aspects. I don't know.
Mature, now where we sing for a brighter future. So let me say no to. Let me say no to. No to.
You my killer, this is for you them. Hope for you say.
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah, I can feel them. What are they on me eye? We are the see me sister them. They die in the street. Oh, me I can feel them. We are the see me brother them in the streets. Yeah, some they link they not. Some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask, they tell me say na kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the house, they gonna get so all day they kush. Oh yeah, say not a kush. Me brother don't want before him friend. Say not a kush. So we they use the old age my youngest. Say not a kush. Youth them just they die. Say not a kush. Sorry Salone. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. We say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion.
So that we go live good tomorrow.